guys, this is Ratchetro, and we are playing Criminal Case Traveling Time. And we are going to case number 8, we are going to Houston. Because that's where time is going to pick us up, so. Just as I assumed the case was going to be called Houston, we have a problem. Okay, internet is working right now, so there won't be any problems while I'm recording this, so just so you know. Houston, 1969. Alright, Katrina, I think we are making good progress. We're following protocol for when a time machine is sabotaged. Which means contacting the president by any means necessary. In our case, that man writes Chief Scott a letter explaining what's happened. We secured the letter in a safe deposit box. The bank will notify the chief about its existence in 2029. The chief will then send us a rescue ship that will be guided by the beacon Kai made. But why did we leave New York? Well, since Time's machine will have to transport ours back, it's going to be massive, so it'll need lots of room to land. Which brings us here, to the Space and Aeronautics Research Agency, or SARA. Kai will secretly set up the beacon and then we'll wait for the pickup time later today. I'm glad we're leaving soon. All this 60s spy stuff is making me worry about our true identities being discovered. Right, the Americans and the Soviets are in a Cold War, so there's a lot of tension on both sides. Quiet, darlings. The two countries tried proving their superiority over the other through means other than war, including a space race. Katrina, you go check out Sarah's launch pad with Sarah. That's where Kyle will set up the beacon, so we need to make sure no one's around, even this early. No problem, Amy. Let's get to the launch pad, Katrina. Okay, and there's going to be somebody dead. Houston, we have a problem. But it's going to be that when we find the body. A body. Not anybody specific. Okay, I see you, dude. You're not on the list yet. There you are. And how did he die? Holy cow, Katia, you're right, there's a dead body here. Look at those marks on his face. Should we? Mission Control, the gas are right. We are go for investigation. And you are? Officers, Thomas Sagan, Sarah's best engineer, has been murdered. On the day I sent men to the moon. It's catastrophic for my career as mission chief. The moon? So today is July 16th? Affirmative. This weather means my mission is on hold, so you must solve it ASAP. I'll be around if you need me. Oh, it's the day. It's the day that men were on the moon, huh? I can't believe the mission chief smokes on the launch pad. Man, the 60s sure was a different time. Anyway, he may want us to solve the murder, Katia, but we had another job to do. Let me check with Amy. Yes, Amy? We're in a bit of a jam. There's a body on Sarah's launch pad and... Right, we met the mission chief and he said the launch is postponed, so... Okay, I'll tell Katrina. Amy says we need to solve the murder. Well, yeah, if we want to have men sent to the moon, then we have to solve it, so... She's not aware if it did actually happen in our original history, but the murder is putting the historic launch at risk. Yeah, that's just what I said. Which means it's our job as time detectives to solve the murder and protect our history. Let's start with those broken pieces. One of them has a defibrillator symbol on it. A machine that's meant to shock a person out of cardiac arrest. And, you're right, the box of the panel matched those of the victim's face. Oh, so the panels were put on his face and that's how he died. Oh god, I can't imagine the impact on the... You're not supposed to put him on the head, but on the chest. Oh my god. It must be the murder weapon. Quick, Tria. Let's restore the defibrillator before sending it to the lab. Okay. Let's also talk to the mission chief. Houston, we got a murder to solve. Yeah, Houston, we have a problem with murder and the historical launch. Let's see if that's how I'm going to call it. Let's restore the defibrillator before talking to this guy. Katia, you restored the defibrillator used on our victim. But one of the panels is missing. Let's keep an eye out for it. Let's send the defibrillator to Theo. Okay. And that's gonna take 3 hours, as always. And now let's go talk to this guy. Let's make this quick, officers. Obviously someone's trying to mess up this launch. They want to stop us from going to the moon. I'm supposed to call the president telling me we have to reschedule, but I refuse. That would be the worst failure of my career as SARA mission chief. Sounds like you're under a lot of pressure leading this mission. But could you tell us more about the victim? Sagan. He was the hardest working engineer here. Respected, efficient, a bit of a control freak. Do you know why the engineer was on the launch pad this morning? Sagan sometimes worked on the rocket, but you'd usually find him here, at his desk in the mission control room. Then Officer Katrina and I will take a look at his desk. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you put the effect of the smoke coming from the cigarette. Why do I get the feeling that we are going to meet Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin? This is the day where man went to moon. So Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, am I supposed to expect them to come here? And I feel like somebody's doing this on purpose, killing people and changing the history, and that somebody must be for the same guy who wanted to sabotage us. Because he doesn't want us to solve these murders. Katrina, SARA's mission control room was the height of technology and science in its time. It's humbling to be in here. Right, what did you find? That's Victor's cabinet, he has his name on it. Let's get it open. Yeah, this is an astronaut's helmet, cool. But whose and what's it doing at our victim's desk? Oh, I think there's a name on it. Let's reveal the name on that helmet, Katrina. Okay? Okay, now I'm beginning to think that SARA is supposed to be NASA. SARA, NASA. Okay. Let's look through the victim's unlocked cabinet, Katarina. Okay. Alright, now let's see whose helmet is this. Mark Hamilton. Katia, this astronaut helmet belongs to a Mark Hamilton. His helmet was at our victim's desk, so they probably knew each other. Let's talk to this astronaut. Okay, I was expecting Neil Armstrong to come, but it's not him. Somebody I don't know. Okay, let's now search through the cabinet. Okay, it's a badge. FBI badge. What are the feds doing? What's this FBI badge doing in the victim's cabinet, Katrina? I agree. We should return it. The badge belongs to a certain Bucky Johnson. Wait. He's a news guy. Bucky Johnson? What? Isn't he the news agent we met while investigating that murder in New York? You're not a news agent, huh? Katrina, do you think this badge means that Bucky actually is an FBI agent? I guess it makes sense. What with all this Soviet spy stuff going on. Well, he had me fooled. Let's go talk to this FBI agent. Yeah. I would just be surprised to see us. We finally know who you are. Okay, let's go talk to the astronaut first. Mr. Hamilton, Officer Katia and I have some questions concerning Mr. Sagan's murder. That nerdy guy? Shame he's dead. He looked up to me, you know, saw me for the hero that I am, the guy who's going to the moon. See, you gotta remind these scientific types who's the real boss. They like hearing it too. I'm sure. You must be bummed that the mission's postponed. I'm not worried. I have faith in my destiny, Officer Katrina. Okay. Alright, let's go chat with Bucky. We know who you are. Agent Johnson, we found your badge. Give me that, Officer Katrina. So, you're the cost they put on that engineer's murder. Interesting. And you're not a news guy. I was on the car when we last met. Made it easier to keep tabs on that Soviet spy whose murder you solved. Oh, so you knew he was a spy, huh? Right, you knew his agent cover was very convincing. I would never have guessed you were part of the FBI. Now, we're investigating another murder. Did you know Mr. Sagan? Not really. I make sure no Soviet spies on our scientific prowess. I'm more interested in protecting his work than I was his person. Make sure, wow. Still, it's a terrible loss for our country. I hope the Soviets didn't have anything to do with it. We'll be sure to find whoever is responsible, Agent Johnson. Yeah, that's you putting up the hat. Let's see what happened to this guy. Zara, I noticed you spend a lot of time in the tech room with Kai. Anything going on there? Oh, Janice, Kai and I are just friends. Let's focus on you. I saw you smoking a cigarette the other day. That's not allowed in the time machine. My dear, that wasn't a cigarette, it was cannabis. But enough about our unruly activities. We have murdered a soul before we get rescued. As you already know, Katrina, your victim was attacked with a defibrillator. But instead of placing the paddles on the chest, you killed and held them against the victim's head until his brain fried. The victim tried to fight back. I found bruises on his arms and chest where the killer would have held him down. Your killer is obviously very fit to have been able to pin him down like that. The killer used muscle to commit murder, but Katarina will use brains to catch them. Yep. Okay, now the defibrillator, it's the murder weapon. Pretending to be a couple was fun, Zara, but it didn't give me a chance to show you my 60s style dance moves. Maybe we'll have time to go out again before we are rescued. Well, Katia and I need to focus on this murder. But if you give us the results for the defibrillator we found next to the body, I'll owe you one dance. Gripes, you got a deal. I found skill cells from your victim on the remaining panel of the defibrillator, so it's definitely through your murder weapon. I also found fresh traces of white wine, moonbeam to be exact, since your killer had some on their hands when they grabbed the defibrillator. The killer enjoys moonbeam. We'll be sure to catch him before the moon beams again. I never heard about that wine, so... Katria, I can't wait to see 2029. Penelope told me about the flying robots that bring you food. I've been teaching them better about our present while you investigate, Katrina, and now she can't wait to go. Well, first Katrina has to solve the murder. That way the moon landing will happen as it did in our history, and there will actually be flying robots. So, how's this investigation going? Thomas Sagan, a space engineer, was found dead on the launch pad. His brain was fried with the defibrillator. The mission chief is freaking out because this unsolved murder means postponing the moon landing mission. Whereas that astronaut, Mark Hamilton, only thinks of his own destiny. And then there's Bucky Johnson, who's actually an FBI agent, but he just spends his time talking about Soviet spies. It's pretty intense, and I really can't think of where else to search for clues. For once, an emergency that requires a doctorate in history, not medicine. Katria, I know exactly where you should go next. Okay, and where? Okay, you're gonna tell me that in the next chapter, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna continue playing in chapter 2. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!